Do you ever wonder why you make certain decisions, or why some thoughts feel so stubbornly true, even when evidence suggests otherwise? What if I told you there are hidden mental shortcuts influencing nearly every aspect of your life? Welcome! In this video, we're diving deep into the fascinating world of cognitive biases. These aren't character flaws, but rather common, systematic errors in thinking that affect everyone. So what exactly is a cognitive bias? Simply put, it's a systematic pattern of deviation from norm or rationality in judgment. They're mental shortcuts our brains take to process information quickly, often leading to predictable errors. From personal relationships to professional decisions, and even how you perceive news or advertisements, cognitive biases shape our realities daily, often without our conscious awareness. They influence everything from what we buy to who we trust. Let's start with the top 5 cognitive biases that have a profound impact on our lives. First up, confirmation bias. This is our tendency to search for, interpret, favor, and recall information in a way that confirms one's pre-existing beliefs or hypotheses. We essentially see what we want to see, or what we already believe. Next, anchoring bias. This occurs when we rely too heavily on the first piece of information offered, the anchor, when making decisions. Subsequent judgments are then made by adjusting around this anchor, even if it's irrelevant. Then we have the availability heuristic. This bias makes us overestimate the likelihood of events that are more vivid, memorable, or easily recalled, even if they are statistically rare. Think about how dramatic news stories can skew our perceptions of risk. The framing effect is about how the presentation of information influences our choices. Whether an option is presented as a gain or a loss, or with positive or negative connotations, can drastically change our decision-making, even if the underlying facts are the same. Finally, the sunk cost fallacy. This is our tendency to continue an endeavor or investment because we have already invested resources, time, money, effort in it. Even if continuing is not rational, we feel compelled to finish what we started, despite clear signs to stop. Beyond the top 5, there are many more biases that subtly influence our daily interactions and judgments. Let's explore a few more common ones. The Dunning-Kruger effect describes a cognitive bias in which people with low ability at a task overestimate their ability. It's the inverse for highly competent individuals who tend to underestimate their relative competence. The halo effect is a cognitive bias where a person's overall impression of another person, company, or brand influences their feelings and thoughts about that entity's character or properties. A good first impression can make us blind to flaws. The bystander effect occurs when the presence of others discourages an individual from intervening in an emergency situation. The greater the number of bystanders, the less likely any one of them is to help, due to a diffusion of responsibility. The endowment effect is the hypothesis that people ascribe more value to things merely because they own them. We value something we possess far more than we would if we didn't own it. Finally, self-serving bias. This is the common human tendency to attribute one's successes to one's own character or efforts, and to attribute failures to external factors beyond one's control. It's our way of protecting our self-esteem. Understanding these biases isn't about blaming ourselves, but about recognizing the inherent quirks of the human mind. They are a part of how we process the world, and knowing them is the first step towards more rational thinking. By recognizing these cognitive biases, you can begin to question your assumptions, consider alternative perspectives, and make more informed and thoughtful decisions in all areas of your life. It's about thinking more critically, not just faster. Want to learn more? Explore resources on behavioral economics, cognitive psychology, and critical thinking. The more you understand these biases, the more empowered you become. What biases do you notice in your own life? Share in the comments below. And now for a question. Which of these biases do you see in yourself the most? Be honest. Drop your experience in the comments below. Reading through them is a great way for all of us to see just how human these glitches in our thinking really are.